I've been training for about 10 weeks for the 2026 Boston Marathon, running over 90 miles a week as I train towards my sub 255 marathon goal. So while I've had many solid workouts and even a 10K PR, I've also had my fair share of workouts that have just felt like they've gone completely down the drain. So if you stumbled upon this video because you're also training for a race, and it doesn't have to be a marathon, it can be any race, and you are in the thick of training and wondering, oh, why am I not hitting my paces? Why am I not getting my workouts done? And why does everything feel so hard? Don't worry, this video is for you. I'm going to break down exactly why failed workouts are normal, and then also walk through an extremely difficult week of training that I had this past week and go over 2 workouts that kind of demoralized me and what I did to get through them. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Juliana, and I started this YouTube channel to showcase how I balance everything in my life, from marathon training on high mileage to working a full-time 9-to-5 job and trying to grow my small sugar-free granola startup. So if you are interested in learning more about my journey and how I balance everything in my life, please make sure to hit that bell button down below and subscribe to the channel. It really helps keep me motivated so that I can keep making awesome content. So without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, and actually before we dive in, I did want to clarify something because I know that in the intro of this video, I talked about failed workouts, and I wanted to clarify that no workout is a failed workout. Even if you literally don't even tie up your laces and go out for your run, like that's not a failed workout, it's an adjusted workout. So step 1, let's reframe that to an adjusted workout. As runners, we are such metrics-driven people, and we tend to focus so much on what our capabilities are, what our potential is, and what we should be running for a given race, given our times in training or in tune-up races, etc. And so some of us tend to be very focused on what our watch is saying and not so much on what the effort is that we are putting forth. So I do talk about this a lot, as I have mentioned, but I really prefer to do effort-based runs so that I am not so tied to hitting paces. And the other thing too is that when you are training for weeks and weeks on end, your body is building up so much fatigue and you're not really taking a full recovery period like you would after a race, for example. So you're just working really hard. So if you use any sort of like training pace calculator or anything like that, it's going to give you what you could run for, let's say a marathon, half marathon, 10K, whatever. And then your training paces would kind of align to that race output, but that assumes that you're on fresh legs. It's completely normal in the mid to late training cycle, even at the beginning of the training cycle in some cases, to just be really tired and not hit your paces. And so again, that's why I'm such a huge proponent of running by feel and just really understanding when and how you should adjust your workouts. Okay, so now I want to walk you guys through what this past week of training was like for me and these 2 very difficult workouts that I majorly struggled with and how I was able to get through them. Oh my God, Strava heard me complaining on my last video and it's not loading now. I'm trying to reference this workout. Okay, I'm gonna have to recite this workout from memory because Strava has decided to boycott me. But basically, my 2 workouts that I was dying through last week, the first one was a 7-mile lactate threshold workout that was supposed to be continuous, and this was supposed to be on Tuesday. And I had specifically scheduled this workout on that Tuesday because Florida has had this amazing, lovely cold weather front that has been blessing us this winter. So it's been incredible for running, but the problem is that it'll be a couple of days of cold, a few days of blazing hot temperatures, and then more cold. And the cold here is like so cold that for some reason it feels like it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit colder than what it actually is. But nonetheless, I will take cold versus hot any day. So anyway, on Tuesday, I had the 7-mile continuous lactate threshold workout. I was getting all hyped for it. I was like, yes, it's gonna be cold. I feel great. I'm coming off of a recovery week, which I had done the week before. Even though I like weirdly felt terrible that recovery week, I was like, whatever, this is gonna be fine. Like, I'm gonna be recovered. I'm gonna be carbed up, hyped up. I'm gonna have my alpha flies on, like I am going to crush this workout. Like I was fully expecting to go into this workout and just run a 10K PR on the side streets of Palm Beach Gardens. So safe to say that didn't end up happening, but I want to let you guys know that like the confidence was like, can't even see where my hand is. It was like the confidence was here, reality was where the other hand is, all the way on the floor. It was rough. So I started out this workout and first of all, I was just so cold. I was like, what is happening? Why is it so cold? Why are my legs literally frozen? But I was just really struggling. So my lactate threshold pace, and just for reference, I had done pretty much the same exact route a few weeks prior, and I had done 6 miles total, average about 6:08 pace, I think. But the last miles were around like 6 minute-ish. So I was expecting, you know, given that I've been gaining fitness over these past few weeks and I just had a recovery week, I should definitely be able to do like 6:10s, no problem, for this 7-mile workout. Basically, my first mile was around like 6:18 and it just felt horrible, like literally terrible. I was like, how am I gonna do
6 more miles of this
at a faster pace? So I just didn't really know what to do. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep pushing. But it was one of those days where it just felt like, it felt worse than hard. It just felt really bad. So I was not hitting my paces at all. I was about 15 to 20 seconds off of what my goal pace was. So 5 miles into this workout, and especially because it was so windy, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call it quits. I honestly should have called it quits earlier, but I'm proud that I muscled through and I gave it a good hard effort. So yeah, I stopped and I was like, I'll just do, you know, maybe some pickups. So I did 4x400 meter pickups at the end, but that was it. I was like, this is not going well and I'm going to have to adjust. And so I wanted to share this little anecdote because I not only didn't hit my workout paces, but I also just straight up didn't hit the distance that I had planned. And that is okay. I think that it was the smartest move at the end of the day because obviously something was going on with my body, whether I was just really tired. Like sometimes after recovery weeks, I feel worse than if I hadn't recovered at all. So maybe some of that was going on, but I'm here to let you guys know that it's okay to do that. Even when every single thing is supposed to be going right, it is fine to adjust your workout in the moment if you aren't feeling it. Okay, so then on Saturday, I had a marathon pace long run, which I was majorly dreading given how much I messed up Tuesday's workout and how much I had to adjust. So every run after Tuesday kind of just felt really hard. So I was not looking forward to the Saturday workout. It was supposed to be really, really hot, like 72 degrees Fahrenheit in the morning with about 68-degree dew point starting at 6 a.m. and only getting hotter and sunnier from there. So that was like kind of summer temperatures that just randomly came out of nowhere. So I was like, ugh. But I had to do it on Saturday because we were going out to dinner with friends and staying out late on Saturday night. So I was like, I need to get this thing done Saturday. I wanted to do 4x3 miles with 3 miles at marathon pace and then the last mile at half marathon pace. And so given the weather, I was like, I am going to actually, first of all, adjust the paces across the board. Like I'm not actually gonna go, you know, sub 640 pace. I'm going to just go like 650 pace because I add about 10 seconds given that kind of weather, and I'm gonna go by effort. So that was like my first adjustment right off the bat. And then I honestly, like the night before on Friday night, I was thinking, wait, am I actually even gonna do this workout? Like that seems like a brutal workout given the weather. And I also wanted to do it in this state park that I run in that's super hilly. So basically these were the stimuli that I was dealing with. I was dealing with the hills in this state park. I was dealing with the heat. I was dealing with the humidity. I was dealing with the difficulty of this workout, and I was dealing with the stress of having to adjust my other workout earlier in the week. So I made the decision to eliminate at least one of those variables, which was the hilly route at the state park. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. There's no shade there, not a good idea. And then I was seriously questioning on Thursday and Friday, like, should I even attempt the marathon pace workout given how hot and humid it's gonna be on Saturday? And so Friday night, I fully went to bed thinking, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do the workout next week and I'll just do an easy long run this week. Then Saturday, I woke up and I just felt like a new woman. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I said I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be strong. I'll wear my carbon plated shoes again and I'm gonna crush it. So I got myself ready. I didn't check the weather. I didn't wanna freak myself out. I just geared up and got ready to go, and I put on my Vaseline on my feet, on my body. I did my little warm up inside, and I had my Alpha Flies on, ready to pound the pavement. And then I stepped outside and I realized how hot it was. And I was like, okay, there is no way that I am doing 3 miles at marathon pace and then a mile at half marathon pace. So my first adjustment that I made as I was warming up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pull it back. I'm gonna pull it back and I'm gonna do 3 by 4 miles at marathon pace. So after the first set, I was just dying. It was so hot out. I was like, doing this second set is going to be a major struggle, but I'm gonna try to do it. And I think I could do a third set, but I'm gonna try. So as I started out the second set, I was literally sweating. I can't even tell you how much I was sweating. It was like ridiculous. And I was falling off my paces, which by the way, for that first set, I actually did end up hitting, I think around sub 640 pace. And then for the second set, my first 3 miles were around 640 pace. And then I don't know what was happening for the last mile there, but I think it was like the people, the cars, the vibes, my playlist. I have no idea. Maybe I was starting to hallucinate, but I just kind of like gunned it and went 626, I think, for that last mile. And yeah, then I was like, there's no way that I'm doing a third set. So I decided to once again adjust this workout for, I don't know, like the third, fourth time. I didn't do another set of 4 miles at marathon pace. I decided to do just 2 miles at half marathon pace-ish and call it a day. But then I realized that since I did way less miles than I had originally thought I was going to do, I was way too far out and I had to run so much to get back home. So then I just added in some 200s at the end. So I did 4 by 200s and like that got me through a mile. It was only like a 3 or 4 mile cool down home after that. But anyway, I'm just sharing this so you guys can understand what's going on inside my brain when I'm adjusting these workouts. And I do want to take my little running cam with me on a long run at some point and kind of give you guys like a stream of consciousness of what's going on inside my head during these workouts. But honestly, I could barely breathe on Saturday, so I don't know how that would work, but maybe for an easy long run, I could do it. So make sure to hit that bell button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in seeing more of that kind of vloggy behind the scenes content. And so my moral of the story here with the second run is that it was kind of like the reverse of what happened on Tuesday, right? Like Saturday, it was like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna do this workout. Like I'm gonna fail it completely. The weather's too hot. Like I had all these excuses in my mind, but if I just removed one variable to make things a little bit easier, could I maybe try and actually complete it? And then in the workout itself, just being okay with adjusting and reframing and going by effort and then somehow still hitting my paces. Like that weirdly happened. So it's just to show that even though sometimes we might doubt ourselves, it's not until we go on the starting line or on the pavement or on the trail that we can actually prove what we're capable of. So always give it a go, even if you're not feeling like you can do it. Just there is some little inner beast inside of you that can conquer challenges and do hard things. And to know that I am always here rooting for you as long as you don't get yourself injured. And remember that I am not a doctor or a healthcare provider, so always make sure to consult with your primary care physician before beginning a new exercise program. So with that being said, if you want to continue learning how to listen to your body, run with intention, and have fun while doing it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.